whenever you see me in these colors and you see T with me in these colors, seriousness is about to happen. I'm going to say this, and I'm going to start it off with this. San Francisco 49ers, younger, faster, stronger. Y'all stick around.
Here to bring you the facts, data, and statistics up close and personal. Letting you decide if it truly is hate or debate.
Pulls off three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good! Wins the game at the buzzer! Oh my God! They know that! Are you kidding me?
Yo, T, what's good with you? How you doing?
It's Monday.
Hold on, say it again.
I said it's Monday. Can you hear me? It sounds kind of low.
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
You sound low compared to normal.
Let me see. Yeah, I did turn it down a little bit. Hold on, let me turn it back up. We can go ahead and get through that. And while we are getting through that, we're going to go ahead and give a shout out to our sponsors for making every single thing happen. Is that any better right there for you, T?
Yes, that's good.
That's a little bit better for you. Okay.
That's good, yeah. That's a little bit more back to normal.
Cool. Well, shout out to, you already know as well as I already know, our sponsors down there at Planet Vapor for all your vaping needs. 12 different locations. Shout out to them for getting the spot back opened up at the thing. T, one down for me, T.
And shout out to the very first and only Black-owned animated studio in the Columbia metro area. Rock Bottom Studios. All your animation needs, anything you want drawn up, go down there, check them out.
You better make sure that you
he's
do
got
that.
what you want.
Also, shout out to, I said they better make sure that they do that. And also shout out to Blind Fury and Breezy Wonder Official for all your production, all of your rap, all of your needs, man. These are two of the greatest that I've ever seen do it. I promise you, on any level, doesn't matter what it is, man. They helped me become the guy that I am. Shout out to them, man.
The Blind and the Furious.
You know what I'm talking about, man? And now that we got that out of the way, T, we had us a draft this weekend.
It's been a weekend.
We had us a draft this weekend. And, you know, everybody else was doing their thing. I don't know where they were tonight. So I guess you know who we're gonna talk about.
We got a lot to talk about. We got
a lot to unpack out here, man. Hey, shout out to Sean Green. What's good? Blessed. Definitely. I hope you definitely are, bro. Shout out to you, bro. Shout out to you, man.
Yeah, we got a lot to unpack.
All right, so
it was an interesting weekend.
So you want to go back and forth with the names, and as well, I'll call out one, you call the next, or you want me to just call the names and we talk about them, how we feel about them?
You just go through the ones that you got. You just start, and we'll just go. Okay. You start the topic, and we'll follow, and we'll flow.
Okay, we'll do it like how they started. Because remember, we had one of the dopest 4 hours. If y'all hadn't seen it, it's on YouTube, man. We had 4 hours and 5 seconds. We did not want to get off at that time, man. We did not.
It was
want
a Thursday,
to get off. Yeah.
And some of us had to work.
This was my first time ever watching an NFL draft. I promise you, I had one of the best times I've ever had. T held it down. Huda held it down. Shout out to him and the Detroit squad. We discussed so many different things out there.
We had a good time.
But yeah, man. All y'all that missed it, y'all missed the treat, but it's still up there, so y'all can go and check that out anytime.
Please go check it out.
We'll start at the top then, man. We'll take it on down to Georgia.
On my mind, thinking all the time with it. Sorry, I had a I would
Hey, however it
expect-
goes, how do you feel about that move? Because I think on defense, remember, we got rid of Hardgrave, right? Because
We did.
we couldn't stop the run, so we'll just put him in that slot. What do you think about that coming straight from Georgia, doing his thing? He was a
After looking-
rotational player.
After looking, because anybody can go back and look. When we picked our draft pick, I was not a happy camper because I was like, "What are we doing?
Right.
What are we doing?"
We
So
wanted offensive line.
don't come at me if y'all go to the back. I'm gonna tell you now. Yeah, I was a little. Had my doubts.
We both were because we wanted off top. We wanted offensive line.
We did.
That's what
And
we wanted for the trenches. We
But I
can't
think-
lie.
When you sit back and you really think about it and look at what we lost in that room.
Uh-oh. And
He's
look,
coming in.
hold up. Look at how he holding his hand because he got a whole bunch to say right now. Hold on. Let me take this screen down so I can get you up on here.
Uh-oh. Come on.
Yeah,
in the room.
he's ready. He's ready. He don't got no time for no foolishness. He didn't waste
Come on.
not
in
never a
the
second.
room.
You hear me? He didn't waste not never a second.
Oh, it's the Traymeister.
Turn it to the
Yes.
side, Trey. Turn it to the side, Trey.
My bad.
You good?
There you go.
Yeah, I'm still getting used to this.
Yes. So
That's okay.
We right now we on the we just got into it and was talking
The
about
draft.
Michael Williams, defensive end from Georgia. You know, he was the captain, 20 years old.
Oh, he a
real
Georgia boy.
versatile.
So he a Georgia boy.
You know, he got the dark skin on him, so he can work a little bit harder, just a little bit harder. Work him. He don't get no break. Work him through break. Tomorrow
But
he'll
I
come
think-
back stronger. Nah,
I think that's gonna be. I think it's gonna be good though because that was one of our biggest issues. We could not stop the run to save whatever little life we had.
One
We
thing
could
that I
not
like,
do
they
it.
com- one
Green
thing I
Bay
like is
showed
they
when
com-
we played Green Bay. That showed the year before. That showed exactly where that weakness was because Green Bay ran all over us. If it wasn't
That's
for
like every team this year.
Yeah.
Every team. It was
Ran
like the
all
run
over.
was the
We could
run
not
stopping.
stop.
And remember, it got worse when we got rid of Eric Ayuk. I mean, goodness, Eric.
yeah,
What's
Armstead.
Yeah, Eric Armstead. I say Eric Ayuk. I don't know why I put that together, but Eric Armstead.
Eric Armstead.
When
Yeah.
we got rid of him, he was the last, but he was the longest tenured one at the same time. But his length is what made him so good, right?
Mhm.
So seeing that we got Mikael Williams, you know, like how we said, we were both dazed about that because we were thinking about offensive trenches. Now that's not taken away from him, and thinking about what we got him to do and what we got him to feel. I think they did a good job. I think he's a good Hargrove filler, and I'll go ahead and let you go, Trey. And after that, we'll go ahead on to the next one.
Well,
How do you feel about him with them?
But y'all definitely got a good one with Michael Williams. He was a part of that national championship team, and he's a beast. So I'm excited to see. I'm excited to see what he does. You know, shout out to him. Shout out to Malachi Starks, who got drafted. Shout out to my boy Arian Smith, who got drafted by the New York Jets. So that reunites him with Justin Fields. You know, and so but he need to work on them drops. So hopefully, you know, once he gets in the NFL, he can work on the drops. But he is fast as all hell. So I think even if he doesn't catch as many passes, he'll serve as a great distraction with his speed, getting downfield. So the Jets can open up their slot receivers a lot more.
We talking about with Arian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
I'm sorry.
got to stick with us. Now, from Michael, the only thing I was going to go from with that and the next one that they got in the second round, which made it make more sense to me, is when they got Alfred Collins with him and Michael on one side. You think
Yeah.
you got to now you really have to decide where you're going to double team. You're going to have the double Bosa.
Yeah.
Now
But
that's
you know
going to
what?
leave Michael and it's going to leave Alfred Collins. I mean, come on now. You put your weaker. They're both run stoppers, and they said their weaknesses on both of those guys that they're not good pass rushers, but their upside is not only are they good at stopping the run, they're really, really exceptional at blocking passes.
Yeah,
Because of their length.
Yeah.
I'll take that. Instead of a sack all the time, knock it down, go ahead and make it to be I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. And at the same time, stopping that run so we're not getting gashed.
Because then you don't have, because then you're gonna make the offense. Then we have to make the offense, the other team's offense, beat us with yak. Because now you got to sit there and figure out how to get the ball downfield. Because if we can keep you at 2-10, 2-15, now you got to go into your bag of tricks and figure out how to. And that's when you're prone to interceptions, drop passes. And that's when the pressure can really go on you, and you got the quarterback coming out the pocket and dropping back even further behind the line of scrimmage.
And that's going to be harder on the coach because it's on the fly, like you said. It's harder for them to draw that up when, remember, you could do the scouting all week, but when all of that scouting that you did is you getting tore up at that moment, you're getting ate up, you got to come with it. All that stuff go out the window right then.
And not everybody can think. Not everybody can think, as I say. Not everybody can think on them feet. And that previous comment was for them folks who told me to stay in my lane because I'm just a girl, but we gonna die.
And you know what we got to tell them?
What?
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
Yeah, get out of here. We doing it out here, man. In case they ain't hear it.
You shouldn't have been talking shit.
You know what I'm saying? We done. Hey, Dave, tell them.
Hey, look! Silence! I can't take this shit no more.
Moving on. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, if they watched the show more, they wouldn't even be in that position where they saying things like that. It's okay. We good. We coming up on a year anniversary. You already know how we doing it. Little side note for y'all guys out there, man. We have faced and placed a whole defensive line with 2 moves right now. With Mykel Williams and with Alfred Collins. Like I said, on that line, having Nick Bosa and go ahead with that T. And this that defensive line.
When I was looking at the picks I was looking at the picks, and I really started thinking about it. When you look at what we did from round 1 to round 4, when we did round 2, and I was like, okay, I had a little bit of an idea what the thought process may have been. It was possibly in the room. And then you look at the the picks we had from 1 to 4. Those are basic. That was our defensive room. That was solid. Going, okay, I need to get this piece, that piece. It was like he was getting his chess players so he can figure out how to put everybody on the chessboard and figure out where to move them. And I was like, okay, that made a little bit more. So I was like, all right, I'm not too bad and upset at the offensive players that we took in a later round.
See what they did on those first picks is what we said all year from when Salah was available. Remember, with all of the picks that they have, are they gonna let him be a part of this draft? They definitely let him be. Remember, this was like 8 weeks ago when we talked about this, because this is when they fired him, and I was like, "Yo, he need to come on home." Then we talked. Weeks went by. We talked about if he would come, what would it take? First thing was they're gonna try to get Dre. They didn't get Dre, so now you looking. So now that's where we going. What brings us to the next pick? The next pick with Nick Martin. Oklahoma State linebacker, 5'11", 221 pounds. Now listen to this. Out of all of the people, he's under 221, but lifted 225 pounds, 26 reps. Come on, man. Lifted more than himself than everybody out there showing them what time it is, man. Showing them what time it is.
When you can lift more than your weight, that's a scary prospect, simply because that's showing everybody you're not scared to go up against them and get hit, because you know you're a defensive player. You know them often, especially in wide receiver and them running backs, they're gonna try and run through you.
He's one of those guys with those
35-inch
arms. Yep, he's got those 35-inch arms, and one thing that everybody's really not paying attention to is a lot of these guys, all of the players that we're talking about, they're in the 4s in speed. Younger, faster, stronger. They really are going through with it. I'm loving their picks. And remember when we was talking, we was going through it, T. We didn't know what we got, and we didn't know we had to go and look and do our homework on it. Did some study, and I was like, wait a minute. With Salah, I really do think.
And that's going to give Fred a chance to not have to take on the bulk of everything. Granted, he was able to do it with Greenlaw, but at the same time, Greenlaw was hurt for the past 2 years too. So that took a little bit of that fire out. You got some young cats.
Like what we said about Greenlaw, he would make those boneheaded plays. I'd rather that from a rookie that's going to learn and not do that no more because he knows the magnitude of it. Like some of the interviews and stuff, I watched all of them when they got the call and everything, man. It was so humble, man. Go ahead and go ahead because the next one, he had the best one.
Fred is going to allow Fred to not only teach and be a mentor, but really him and Salah put together what came between him, Salah, and Bosa. You got the three big heads, as I say, in that defensive room. That's going to allow them to revamp the defense in a way that's still 49er style, but with a little bit of a twist. And this is going to be the first year, really. Yeah, they know who Salah is. Defensive know who Salah is. I mean, offensive coordinators know who Salah is. But the Salah you got now and the core you got now is not the core that y'all used to. So you really don't know what's coming out of that camp. And that's actually a benefit to us.
And it really is because the thing is, that's the best part about it. The Salah that you're going to get out of this camp is the Salah that you know. It's going to be a stress-free Salah because he doesn't have to have all of those stresses and all of those things about the whole team. He's only going to be doing his own thing, which is defensive coordinator. He killed it. Remember, the only person that did a good job outside of him after he left was DeMeco Ryans, and he got a piece of
DeMeco went
part
to
of
Houston.
him, you know, and he was a player coach, not just a player coach. He played. These guys, they know what they're doing when they getting it out there. So T, you definitely get your love for that, and from him, like I said, my boy, who I really had a lot of good, and I heard a lot of good from Upton Stout. The man, I mean. He's 181 pounds. He's a cornerback, 21 years old.
All conference.
I want y'all to hear this again. He's 5'8.5" inches. He runs a 4.44. He weighs 181 pounds. He lifted 225 pounds 21 times, which was the most amongst all DBs in the whole Columbine, man. I know exactly what Lynch and what Shanahan are looking for with these Malik Mustafa type players, and I hate that he had the ACL and played through it and they hid that. Remember all year, T, we was talking about that. These injuries they hide, and you can't do that. That's against the rules. You can't do that. Not as a team, not as a coach or organization. You can't do that.
That hurts everybody.
Can't do that. Yeah, you cannot do that. And for them, we didn't know that the last game that he played, he got injured. We just figured that out today when they did that after the draft. And that's why they picked him up. Stout, who is the safety, well, cornerback, he's not the safety that they picked up for him. But like you said, he's on the way up. He's trending up. Everything that he's doing is on the way up. And it takes us right back to the next. And I got to get them boys a whole big bunch of love, because when you're doing it already with Mikel and Alfred Collins, and you got Nick Bosa out there, and then you go ahead and add a CJ West to that.
Yeah.
6'1", 316 pounds, run the 40 and 4.95, 40-yard dash. He's durable. His team is trained and ready to go. He's ready right now.
9 sacks on the year. He had 9 sacks.
The man, I think he can get a starting position on our defense. What you think about that, TTK?
Yeah, come on, Trey. Come on. What's your opinion, sir? What's your opinion? Don't mind me. The red hair got me feeling some type of way.
Yeah, red hair for your 49ers fandom.
Yep.
Well, yeah, the way y'all talking, I'm expecting a lot of big things out y'all defense this year.
So are we.
Right? But see, I can see where you're coming from because he's a guy that really nobody watched really like that. He transferred from Indiana. Well, transferred to Indiana, and he got better as the line. You know how Indiana, if you play in what is that the Big East or what is that, the Pac-10? I don't even know what.
That's the
Big Ten. Big Ten. Big Ten.
You know how their trenches are different.
Yeah.
So wherever he went from, he went there and he got better as a trenchman doing his thing there at only, like I said, 6'1", 316 pounds. The man can move. The man can move, man. He can move, man. Chris Kosaric said he reminds him of a DJ Jones, man.
Oh, that's a good comparison.
Right.
Why are these over here?
Remember, he left and went and got that bag. So
Why are these over here? Why?
Shouldn't have been talking shit.
That's all right.
Hey, Trey had to hit him with it.
Bamboozled, led astray, run amok, and fled out to sea.
We running with it, Trey. We ain't worried about that, man.
Oh,
So, T, what do you think about Jordan Watkins from Ole Miss, the wide receiver that led all receivers in touchdowns in the SEC this year? He's a wide receiver shaped like a running back. He's 5'11 and a half, 196 pounds, run the 4.37. I mean, what you thinking about him, T?
I think that's a good point, and I think they'll be able to utilize him. Not necessarily in the same way they utilize Debo with that, but they'll be able to cast some plays off of him, because you still got McCaffrey, you still got Mason, you still got
Mason's gone. Mason's gone. That's where we got that fifth pick.
No, not Mason. I'm sorry, but you still got McCaffrey. You still got Garindo.
Isaac Garindo.
And you got what's old boy that was shot?
Ricky Pearsall. But he's a wide receiver though. You got pieces. You definitely got pieces.
Some runners. But you can enter I can't think of the word right now, but you can kind of work with it to where you have eyes on him, and then you can open up the running lane for McCaffrey, open up something for Pearsall, depending on, and then we still got, if I'm not mistaken,
and T, while you on him, T, remember he's got 4.3 speed with a running back and a wide receiver. He can blow the top off the building.
Exactly. That's what
all Brady got to do is let it go.
When Debo first came in the league.
That's what we couldn't do last year. We couldn't create separation. You know what I mean? We couldn't get off of those blocks for nothing. So now we got basically everybody, defensively and offensively, we got stronger, younger, faster. We really have on every different one. And from him, we did CJ West. We did
running back. You still got, because we got another running back with Jordan James.
And Jordan James. He's the running back that never fumbled. Look, he never fumbled. He's only got 4.5 speed, but he's never fumbled.
Big piece. That's a big piece, because we need somebody who can
straight from Oregon
hold the ball. The only pick that I wasn't concerned with, but I wasn't quite. I'm still not quite sure.
Before you move. Jordan James had 1,267 yards, 15 touchdowns. He's only 5'9", 208 pounds. So he's one of those sneaky, and again, he's never fumbled. He's one of those sneaky backs. He'll see you before you see him, which is a bad thing if you're a defender.
Mm-hmm.
he can definitely take a hit. He really can. He if you look, I think he's
I think
tied.
he'll make the defense jump because I think he's got the ability to make the defense jump too.
Right? Is it Scatterboo and what's the other running back?
Scatterboo's my dude.
What's the other running back? Because him and Scatterboo is tied. What's the number one that came from Boise this year?
Ashton
Genty. He had like 125 to 150, something like that, when it calls missing the breaking tackles or missing that first tackle. Where Genty, well, no, not Genty, but Scatterboo and Jordan James where they were tied at 82. I'll take that. And he had
he was quick.
I'm just saying, I'll take that from the guy that we got with no fumbles.
Yeah.
And what, sixth round?
5th round, 147 pick. So,
I'll take that.
No fumbles, I'll take that.
One of the things that they said best about him, the way that he doesn't play around, he hits the gaps. And if you do that on Kyle Shanahan's systems, if you hit those gaps, look at how McCaffrey hits it, and it looks like he's 100 miles an hour already, and nothing's in front of him. If you know how to hit those gaps, those are big plays right there. And
especially if you know how to follow your offensive lineman, like when Trent and all of them, when they open that pocket to allow him to slip through, and when he slips, and once he slips, he's able to hit that speed. So if they can do that, I think it'll be a lot calmer as far as fan wise than what because anybody that's a true red and gold was a little nervous this year after all the moving parts that we had going on.
So we'll skip around while we're on the offensive line. We'll talk about who they got on the low who didn't even know though, and what I like most. If anytime you can get an offensive lineman or a tight end from Iowa, please do it, because their discipline is unmatched, and everybody knows if you now see, this is one of the best things they have. You have to be strong in order to be disciplined.
Mm-hmm.
You can't just go out there and be like, I'm gonna be smart enough, because your body won't be able to do it. You have to have your body trained, and it has to be strong enough. Your body and your mind have to be strong enough. We got that guard, Connor Colby, 6'5" 3/4", 309 pounds. Come on, man. 77 PFF overall.
And he came out of Iowa, so you know who's gonna take him, who's gonna make sure he do right.
Him and come on, you put him and you got Trent with him. You got the boy who came up from nowhere last year, Pooney, man. Come on, we made better in a lot of positions in the lines. So I connected that just to go from there to we went to our running backs and everything, but we got the safety because, like we said, we found out later on that Malik Mustafa had a torn ACL. News that was kept away from us, but they picked up, by the grace of everything, Marcus Siegel. I'm sorry, I said Siegley. Marquez Siegel.
Yeah.
Marquise Siegel. Come on, man. Kansas State. 22 years old, 4.3 speed, 5'11 and a half, 38-inch vertical. I mean, what I'm saying is they're downsizing, and in size, that's going to lead to you being slow and going more towards people that can react on the ball. With him, I think they only picked him up until Malik gets back, because you got Lenore now. You got Lenore, you got him with Mustafa, you got Mikhail, you got Collins, you got CJ West. This defense looks so much different right now with those guys right there.
I think they'll be able to utilize them, if not necessarily, maybe not, if you can't on defense, you'll be able to interject them pieces and moving
Hold
around
on,
when it comes to
T.
special teams.
I need you to start over. You was breaking up a bit. Say what you said again.
Oh, my bad. I was saying not only that, it may not even you can't utilize everybody in defense at one time. It'll make the special teams room a little bit more cohesive and stronger because you got pieces that can actually do certain things. Because our special teams wasn't exactly helping either.
Right. And I think that's where they got old boy. What it is? I'm trying to look at his number. J.R. Bergen said he's a wide receiver, but they drafted him with no intention for him to do anything but run it back because I think he did 15 or 18 running backs this time. Well, 10. He did 10 receptions, and out of all of his receptions, he had 3. So he's like 30% touchdown percentage.
Now, what I don't understand is why didn't we go find a kicker?
We did. We got a
where? When did that happen? Because I missed that.
We got an undrafted free agent, and the thing about it, he was the best kicker in college football this year. That's the thing, and he went undrafted.
That's okay. Sign his behind because I don't want to see Moody kick another. I don't want him to kick. He better. The next thing he need to be kicking is a can.
See, I
don't want to see him kicking nothing else.
We could have kept the people that was doing their thing before he got there. I mean, when they rushed him back from his injury, they were way better than him.
We got spoiled with
nothing that he had for us.
We got spoiled with gold, and I get that. But y'all couldn't find. Like, I don't blame Debo for getting upset with him that day when he got upset because, bruh, we got one job, kick.
Hey, Debo didn't get mad at him. He just told him what was up. Because if you remember, he done heard all of the flack. You done got fat. You done this right here ain't working out for you, man. My mama mad at you. Everybody, uncle, who cares? You know what I mean?
Your boy's job.
I don't know what anybody else says, but the one job that you have is to make the football go between the uprights.
Exactly. And when you missing extra points and we losing games by field goals, that's nothing. When you got a game where it's 9-3 or 10-7, you mean to tell me this came down to 3 points?
Right. And you missed. Didn't just come down to that, but you missed.
Yeah. So don't laugh at me, Trey. Don't laugh at me. Because Trey heard me argue this all fantasy football season. I was going in our off acting a plum fool because of this. I had this issue all season long. That's why he's laughing. I argued all season long on this one.
She was. It was kind of sad. I felt bad for her.
My own dad was like, "It's okay, baby girl. Just no, it's not. No, it's not, sir. No, it's not."
Just breathe.
Okay.
What's up?
Back to our scheduled programming.
Oh, you already know, man. We went through most of the draft picks that I see doing anything, but I know before we get all the way into this NBA. And segueing because it is NFL, NBA, somebody that was talking NBA like that goes by the name of something that sounds like a canning whiff. Shannon Smith.
Who, you mean Stephen A. Smith?
Nope, I blended them both. And I meant to say, Shannon Sharp, what the hell is you doing out here? The man that did all of this, tried to pay, and now stepped away. T, what's going on out here, T? T, what's going on out here?
First of all, if you're going to play with people, sir, at least make sure they look good.
Why you step away, though? And you tried to pay. Some ain't right.
It ain't, look. The song say more money, more problems. Apparently, you didn't get the memo. You didn't learn after you had the whole Instagram debacle. The first
he was in the NFL already.
You acting like you 20 and you ain't learned from these little whatever's going on out here.
Didn't Monique tell him? Get
and
you
he ain't listening.
That's gonna do something for you.
He ain't listen. He ain't listening. Go get you one that can get you a little country bumpkin that can cook,
That make me
clean.
mad. I can't even. A black man can't even fetish no more, man.
You stupid.
I don't think I would have went that young, but goodness gracious, man.
I don't know.
I don't think those allegations would go the same if it was me saying I choke you. He's a big black man versus this guy. He's about to fight the Lakers or the Memphis Grizzlies.
We can't have that conversation because see, I'm an angel. We can't have that conversation.
Right.
But
I'm not here to judge anybody.
I'm not judging nobody. Like what you like, do what you want to do, enjoy what you want to enjoy. Be smart about it.
That's all I'm asking. Please, man. Please be smart.
And he was not.
Not even in the least.
First of all, you 50-something years old. Why you out here messing with a little 20-year-old who don't know who don't know how to do anything anyway? Let's be for real. You're gonna have to teach her how to do what you wanted to do to be able to take care of you in that type of way. But you want to sit there and play with it. You know she want money. You know you got. She want to go to the mall. She want to go do this. She want to go do that.
Wait a minute.
Trey, is that your TV?
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a TV or something. I can't hear you at all.
Trey, mute yourself real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Until we can get you to talk, because whoever in your background is, they got that TV.
I was like, wait a minute, what's going on?
There's a whole lot going on back there. But he 50-something years old. She 20. You know, she gonna want to go to that Lululemon or whatever would have you. Sephora. She want to go to all these places with money. Bruh, you should have went and got you somebody who all she want to do is go to brunch, day drink, and go back to the house, relax, chill, and call it a day. But you out here playing with little kids.
Playing with them. I thought they said one thing about if you play stupid games. I thought you could only win one thing.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Hello, here you go.
That's what I heard.
That ain't what I heard. That's what I know.
Yeah, I heard that. I knew all. You can play them.
That's what
you will win them.
And that's why you're playing. You play them, you will win them. So I have no sympathy, no empathy, apathy, whatever. I ain't got it.
I'm like Mason, like Cameron. I didn't stop giving all kinds of love to cats that know better and got the opportunity to do better and put themselves in different positions to do that. Yo, bro, I see people all around me all the time doing and making the wrong decisions and putting themselves there and then asking for help. And they know I'm not even in a position where even if it was a right time to ask me for it, bro, don't get yourself into something you can't get out of. And ask
that part.
Don't do that.
That part. I know Sterling beating living daylight, about beating him upside his head. Like, what the heck is you doing?
Man, for real. When which y'all came from?
Hey, what? But he tried to pay whatever, but there's more to, like I always say, the left hand and the right hand don't know what the other one doing, and there's three sides to every story. Yours, mine, and God. Yours, mine, and the truth.
That's right.
What exactly is the truth? We may never know. But between the two of them, she's shady because there's some things I can guarantee you. The way she was coming up, and it was like she was after allegedly all this happened, you all in his face. So I'm sorry, you done all this to me. I'm not about to be all up in your face and be nice. Days later in that event, nah, we ain't even gonna be in the same vicinity. So I don't know what was up on her end, what was up on his end. Not sure, don't care. But I know everybody need to go to some type of counseling classes or whatnot because all of y'all are stupid.
Right.
And that's just my 2.5 cents because I ain't but so big. But then again, I'm a regular person. I don't have them problems. I just want money to pay off some bills. Y'all over here got money to pay off my bills, your bills, Trey's bills,
I mean,
everybody's
come
bills. And
on.
you out here doing
I mean,
stupid,
come
do
on,
stupid
man.
stuff with your money.
I mean, I just had to speak on. We had to touch a little bit on it because
Make yourself louder. You're low.
Oh, okay. Let me get a little bit closer to the mic. Does that make it any better right there?
It still sound low
Okay,
compared to what you normally sound like.
Hold on.
Normally it sounds loud.
Yeah, give me just a second. I got to get on here. I got to get on here, and I got to get right. Let me make sure I do this. Yeah, hold on. Here it is, right here. Let me see. You said compared to normally. I'm so what? I'm better right now.
There you go.
I'm in here right now.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I need. But yo, I had to speak on what they was doing because I think it's crazy. I can't get too far down that. Cat Williams went on this show and said all of them was gonna be exposed. And just imagine he's one of the biggest ones that came after when it happened. Man, let's go ahead and let's just keep. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. But yes, we gonna go ahead and dabble a little bit into this NBA because.
Oh, before we get to the NBA real quick.
Superman. Oh, go ahead. Do your thing.
Before we get to the NBA real quick, I just gotta. How does everybody feel the fact that the NFL told them that they are not going to do any disciplinary actions on the Falcons and the little boy and whatnot when you playing calling folks on draft night and
you gotta put me
he's
onto
lucky
it because I
that-
don't even know what happened. You gotta put me onto it. I don't even know.
Okay,
That's
so
what it is.
during the draft, if you actually go back and watch Bucky Deion Jr.'s YouTube, the well-off YouTube where he was documenting everything, you can hear and you see the phone call that Shador got, and he was like, "What is that?" Because like somebody was on the phone acting like they were the Saints GM. It was like, "Oh, well, we were gonna pick you, but you gotta wait a little longer." And hung up. Like you could see.
Yeah, I remember that.
You could see it, and when you go later on into the video, when they're talking, it's come to realize that was a burner phone that he got specifically for draft day. As
Right.
most of them do, they get a burner phone for draft day simply because everybody's trying to tie up your phone. So at least that phone is the only phone that's only agents and NFL execs have that number. So the fact that one, you as a defensive coordinator left your work information or iPad unattended and either open or the child knew the password enough to, well, not child, 21-year-old male knew the password to open it. Mm-hmm. The fact that they were able to get the contact information for such a high profile person and then, make a prank call on draft night, a big night, and say what they want about Shador, cockiness, arrogance, because we all know we can't do what everybody else do.
That just like the phone,
But
all that
they wanted to see him
real.
spaz out. They wanted to see him act a fool and go off, and when he did not, he didn't give them the response that they wanted.
But remember,
the NFL goes.
He's been that since he's been into the public eye. His dad's trained
He's been
him
that. You go back when we were
from a
kids, he was
young
like
age.
that.
Yeah, his dad trained him
Exactly.
from a young age, and he been let him know
Exactly.
and let everybody
Exactly.
else know. Yo, you are going to be different than everybody else. We all know if you're this smart to put a whole team, and you better believe he got a different individual relationship with everybody that he's ever coached. I don't care what anybody says. I coach. Coaching, you don't just coach and you don't know what this person knows or why he doesn't feel as excited as everybody else. That affects you because it affects the whole team.
Exactly.
Him when he's
And as a
doing
QB,
that,
I'm
what
sorry.
he has with him, it's a whole lot different.
You gotta have a little bit of kindness to yourself.
I can't give you a shoulder to cry on, but I'm still your dad at the same time. You got the worst, but you
But
also
the fact
got
that
the best.
But the fact that the NFL is not going to do anything, and the Falcons like, we're not gonna discipline nobody. I'm sorry. No, either if you don't want to discipline, fine. Somebody needs to be fined because that's a number that nobody else has. So who else's information could have been leaked? That could have been a whole catastrophic mess.
Yep. But you think about it. How many other times did that happen? How did you go?
Somebody else said.
No,
the dude that went number 7 said that somebody did that to him. So they're trying to see if it's the same kid, if the numbers match. They're trying to see if they did that to more than one person.
They'll never match. It's just that's like on some die-hard type. You can put up any number, you'll never catch that. They can put up any number anytime, and there's so many different ones, the codes and the variables. We done seen this on these movies right here. If you want to troll, you can troll. If you can get there like that.
I'm trying to figure out.
That didn't have nothing to do with going from 1 through 5th pick to being picked in the 5th round. Let's talk about that. That was I'm a humble Dion. That was I'm gonna do this. Let's be real. And somebody else had this taken. I didn't think about it, but it made a whole lot of sense. How many times have people watched all the entire draft through? Not many. Not many have watched. They may have watched the first round, maybe the second, but no one's ever really watched the rest of the round. So you think about it, they did that. Okay, let's humble Dion, but at the same time, let's hold this off and make people watch to see where he gonna go. That was a strategic. That was, I'm going to hold you up, going to humble you and whatnot. Look, do you think that was them humbling him because of the simple fact is this right here?
No.
That was an
attempt. That was an attempt.
Okay. We can take it as an attempt, or we can take it as straight out, blatantly, this is what we're doing it. This is what I'm saying from it. Do you think that was going to work where it doesn't matter what team he went to, unless he went to a team where he was automatically, without any contest, going to start? Doesn't matter. He's only going to make $1 million or $972,000 as a rookie in that area where he's drafted, and that's if you were in the first round. You're going to make way less than that in the 5th round. But
and it's not like he's going to really whatnot.
But the thing is that they can't take from him. He still can make money. He still got a face, and look,
he got endorsed. Did you see the Delta commercial that dropped as soon as he got drafted?
He got everything to prove. He's got everything proven. Look at his yardage. Look at everything. Look at his game as a QB. He's done it. This isn't him just out here riding off of my dad's coattail. Bronny James. Wait a minute. Oh, shoot. We're going to go into that next. But yeah, not right now. We ain't doing that.
Yeah.
Look at the Suns that's doing it.
Let's give Dion his props.
Y'all made me go there because Deshaun Watson is about to try to do his thing. He got the most guaranteed money. This is his last chance to do anything that he can do. So you know they're gonna try to make him run it up. And there's actually no possible way that they think or they see Shedeur beating him out of that right now. And which that's good for Shedeur.
No. Because you can't tell me Kenny Pickens ain't like that QB room is too heavy. But a couple of QBs ain't worth the money. You ain't worth the ink in the pen.
I think it's really cool. Like somebody who was in the first round. I think it was something with Cam Ward or whoever was drafted second. Or no, it was actually I think he. When was he drafted?
Number 3 or 4.
They said that.
His what?
They were talking about him wearing Crocs to the game.
Oh yeah, his custom Crocs. You got to go back and watch our show because we was between the draft picks and the outfits, we was having a field day.
We was on it.
Yeah, but they were saying that his salary was like $37 million. I was like, $37 million? And then Shedeur is getting what, $1 million? Or would you say 970 some odd thousand?
But Shadur also has
His NIL money is
endorsements.
more than his NIL money is more than his football money from the NFL.
And his endorsements,
So
like
we
when as
can't-
soon as he got
But see, the
drafted,
thing is, even when if he would have got drafted in the first round, he still wouldn't have been making nothing but like $1 million. They don't make money like that till after their 5th year, right? In the NFL, after they get out of their rookie contract. How long is that? 5 years? 3 years? It'd be 4 sometimes if they go ahead and update you or get you early, but it's
Yeah.
what, normally like 5 years, right?
no, I think it's a 4-year, 3 to 4 year.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So even with him doing that right there and getting that money from it, bro, you're making way more money coming out and having your NIL and all your sneaker money right there. So what everybody else say don't really matter. But what everybody else is going to see when they finally do decide to put you on the field is you can play quarterback. You did it without no
Exactly.
damn line. We watched that. Everybody saw it. And so I watched so many podcasts say it's getting ridiculous. Man, the man played way better quarterback. I know I didn't want him to go to my team, but he played quarterback way better than this right here. I'm like, well, you wasn't saying that when you didn't want him to go to your team. And he would have went to your team because he was a higher draft pick. And your team had higher draft eligibility. You just didn't want him. Now he's in a position where you can see the league doing them wrong. Shout out to you and all of the podcasts that wanted to say that then, but no, we don't do that here. From top.
Like I sent you that thing I sent you. Like the thing I sent you, I saw that on somebody is supposed to like Friday or Saturday. And I'm like, I said this Thursday night.
Come on, man. If they watch the show, they'll see, and that's why, like, also what you had said on there, I'm like, yo, this somebody ain't even worth addressing. I'm glad you said it and put it how you was. They won't get no second, no airtime, no nothing for it, because what they're gonna continue to do is see where you is getting your points off on. They ain't gonna watch it
But
on
like,
Facebook.
listen,
We don't do that there.
And then before we get to the end of NBA, shout out to Deion because he got 8 of them boys. I think, and that's the other thing, because they was doing Colorado dirty. I'm like, you mean tell me Travis went, and then nobody else from Colorado goes to the last couple of rounds?
Right.
Come on now, that's okay.
Remember,
That's
the
all
other
right.
brother went too.
8 of them
The other brother
boys.
went too.
Shiloh got signed as an undrafted free agent to Tampa Bay, and I think that's actually going to be a good fit. That's a sleeper.
I do too.
That's a sleeper.
I do too. I definitely.
So watch out. I think he's got a good chance of making the squad at Tampa Bay, and that's going to be a good fit for him.
I don't see it as though he got a good chance of making the squad. You got to think about it like this: where did John Lynch make the Hall of Fame from?
So we didn't make it in Tampa.
He might end up out there with us if they don't have or want nothing to do with him.
It might be. It'll be interesting to see, but I like to say
I'm trying to keep a little bit of connection
Look.
of the dots.
but watching that, the one thing I did take away from it is watching that and watching the way he smiled.
Wait, but no, Shiloh, he didn't go undrafted.
Yes, he did. Shiloh went undrafted. Shiloh went undrafted.
I thought he got drafted before. What's the name?
No, Shiloh went undrafted. Shiloh, Will Shepard, and one other dude went undrafted. But everybody else got drafted.
Jeez,
Yeah.
that's
So
amazing.
a total of 8. But trust me, Shiloh went undrafted, but he was signed literally within minutes after the draft ended. Tampa Bay had called him.
It's not a hard decision. Yeah, it's not a hard decision.
So it's gonna be a good fit. But that's shout out to the Colorado them boys, because I was happy to see Jimmy Horn go to the Panthers. I was happy to see him get drafted. His story was LeJontay Wester. I'm happy for them boys.
Did his dad play for the Panthers?
Huh?
Did his dad play for the Panthers?
No, his dad. Remember they're out of Florida. His dad, Deion was recruiting him for a long time. His dad ended up getting incarcerated behind some stuff. So Deion is help do, like, Deion even went to the prison to speak with his dad. To make sure whatnot. So
That's Jason Horn. I'm thinking of. I'm sorry.
The story behind it is it's not. He's a wholesome kid and he's a humble kid. So the story behind it, just so to see him put in the work, and remember he was injured for a portion of the year. So to see him get the chance, the opportunity, and whatnot, and they may not have gotten that opportunity if Shador didn't stay back and throw at the Colorado Pro Day. But that's it. But let's talk about let's digress. Let's slide to the left and slide on over to these playoffs, which has been better than the than the daggone regular season.
The saddest thing that I've seen so far in these playoffs.
Your mama not gonna be happy.
Dog boy Damian Lillard, man, come back from a blood clot.
Only to tear his left Achilles.
Get
Yes.
to Kobe, man, the same one, man. I was so sad to see that, man.
I cried because he worked hard. Because that blood clot is a scary issue.
Yeah, that was hurt.
Yeah, that hurt me because I was like, man, because he was giving it his all, and to watch it, it was just like to see the play. It was almost the same as when Juju fell, and when Juju hurt, it's like all you could do is just sit there and watch because you could see the pain on the face.
And he knew he was hurt. Like, as soon as he hit the floor, he knew.
Honestly, I don't think he should have been playing anyway because you was just coming off. All of that is still kind of weak because you still had the blood clot. So I don't know. Maybe that played a part in.
Nah. We ain't doing that. He's a baller. He's waiting all year to get back to play. He was clear from the blood clot. That's not what happened to him.
I know
You know
he was
what I mean?
clear.
We can put our sympathy in it, but
I
we
know
can't
he
say
was
we
clear.
cannot say that because you know even if you were in shape to play and you were clear from a clot, you wouldn't even have been expecting in the least for an Achilles to tear on you. You
No.
know that would have been the least of your worries,
That
and
would-
you would
yeah.
have been out there.
Yeah.
We can't do that. We can't do that.
The medical side of me says I probably would have stayed put for a little bit, at least until absolutely necessarily needed. That's the
what
medical
it
side of
was.
me.
It's the playoffs. You're absolutely needed.
But that's the medical side of me, and I'm thinking medically.
And that's medically. They needed him right then and there, right?
So, but either way,
Wait a minute,
that's
we
a
got him in the building. He's in the building.
who's in the building? Who's in the building?
Who does in the
My
building?
Lions friend.
Who does in the building? What's good with you, brother? How you doing, man?
Who that? How you doing? Are you still
Hold on.
muted?
You gotta hold on. Unmute yourself.
Salute. My bad.
There you go.
What's happening, yo?
This is who Trey. You gotta go back and watch the show from draft night. When I tell you, we had a blast.
Man, I was litty.
We was
real
lit.
one. He's a real one, Trey.
We
He's not with
we
the
was lit.
fancy lights and all of those. He's a real one when it comes to Detroit. That's why I had to go get him and pull him out so everybody could be like, yo, I don't know why he no. We had to bring the introduction and everything with him, and he bought the stats, the facts.
Yeah, we was
they
lit.
out here with him, man. It was lit.
We was lit. I had my moonshine. He had his. We was good. We was good.
He had the pal. A good
Yeah,
boy.
we was going shot for a little bit.
Yeah, it still hurt me today.
Hey, bro, that was a that night it hit me. Yeah.
The next day, look, y'all heard me. It hurt me. I'm not gonna sit there and lie to y'all.
Bro, I was
It
hurt.
hurt me.
I was hurt.
That's what happened
Look,
to Saturday's
I got off at 12 o'clock.
coverage. That's what happened to Saturday.
My dumb ass did them bets on them shots. The last one I did the 4 shot.
Yup.
He
Yup.
That's just yeah. Did me dirty. But so how y'all feel about the draft, man? What happened? What happened for y'all teams?
We'll lightly go back over it since you just got back into it. And what we'll do is after we go into this, we're going to let you go into it and what you feel about what the Detroit Lions have drafted. Because what we had saw in the draft and what we had talked about is how we saw the 49ers pick up a lot of defensive prowess to help out Nick Bosa. We got a lot of players to help people that are down right now. We even got a couple of players offensively that we didn't need, but we did pick up a late guard that you heard the guard that we don't know yet. That could be a question or it could be excitement. We don't know. We're just happy about we made something happen in those trenches. What do you feel about what Detroit did?
I give Detroit a B plus.
Okay.
Plus, man.
We needed an edge rusher. We waited, but we got one. A dog, but he got to get trained up. But we need young talent. So a thumbs up to that. The defensive tackle, perfect. Tyleek Williams. We got Isaac Tesla. Big boy, freak. You know what I mean? Wide receiver. Let's see. We got a guard, a good guard too. We got another line. He can play anywhere on the line, offense. And then we got some undrafted players, but I mean,
Man,
they
you
probably
can't be
be on
saying
practice
their name
squad.
like that don't mean nothing. That's your team.
They're not officially part of the 53-man roster yet.
That's right.
That's my team.
He said they're not
That's true.
officially.
That's my team. Yeah,
They're not officially.
they're not official yet, but yeah. Besides that, I gave it a B plus, man. For sure. I'm happy.
I'm not gonna lie. I gave us the same thing.
A B plus.
I went A minus B plus.
Okay.
Basically the same thing.
Okay, yeah. Good.
It's been good. It was.
Y'all talk about Shador?
I was like, it was.
We was just on them right before
We
you
was
hit
just-
in.
yeah.
We was just on them.
I told y'all before it even started, Deion Sanders and his big mouth. Nobody want to deal with that shit. All that bringing the info and all the cameras. They want you to play football, man. All that. And Shador,
But that wasn't going
shouts
to
out him.
follow.
About,
That
like,
wasn't going to follow him. That follows.
I mean, who knows? Deion been doing all the talking. Oh, we ain't going here. We ain't going there. This ain't gonna happen. They going in the top four.
Deion really wasn't though.
Bro, he was, bro. Yeah.
He was, but at the same time,
Bro, you
Archie
asked
did the
me-
same.
But if you look at how all of the things when we say he wasn't and he was, if you look at the whole interviews, they weren't like that.
Brother
If you
Pete,
look
just
at
listen.
it on the clips, they were taken out of context.
Just wait. Just give me 1 second to land. Let me go.
Let's get it.
Before the draft, the first night I came on the show, and you said, "How did I feel about Shador?" And I said, "Deion. If you remove Deion, great kid, positive. He stayed positive the whole time. Like he didn't say nothing bad. He was like, God got me. And even when he got drafted, he still stayed positive. He didn't care where he went at. That man said, worrying about the draft and where he fall is good problems. That's what he said. He said that's a good problem to have because he still got drafted and he's still gonna be a starter. So like it don't matter where he fell, even though it's unprecedented that a person that high went that low. I mean, that person that low went that high, but when he get to Cleveland, it's gonna be all right, man. I promise you, he gonna be all right, and he gonna run that joint, and the fire is under his belt, and he's gonna represent, bro.
I think he is, bro.
He's gonna He's gonna represent. And Shiloh got picked up. That's crazy.
He did.
I thought he was going another year.
See, that's what we were just talking about as well. When
No, Shiloh finished out his years.
Yeah,
Shiloh ain't had no more eligibility.
I didn't know that.
Right,
I just
Shiloh
thought
that's what they just put me on.
Shiloh Shador could have took an extra year eligibility. Shiloh
Right.
did because remember Shiloh started out in the SEC. Shiloh started out here in Carolina.
Oh, see, I didn't know that. I didn't follow the same.
And then I don't know what she was talking about with Deion's interview, but if you go back, there's also another interview where Deion walked that statement back he made and said the boys said wherever they want to go is where they're going to go, so I'm staying out of it. There's actually clips of that.
It was too.
But
That's what he had
it was
to do in order
It
for
was too
him
late.
to get his players and his sons, his family in the places where they wanted to go. You look at where LeVar Ball is now. He can't even talk no more. He lost a leg and everything through all of this stuff right here. But he produced 3 kids that tried out, made in the NBA, made a check. One of his sons that didn't make it to the NBA is making a rap check right now. This is one of the greatest fathers right here. And I always
Nepotism,
say this,
I frown upon.
in which way do you frown upon it?
Because everybody should get it out the mud. Nothing should be given to you when you got to earn your spot. Pretty much.
But at the same time, even if nepotism works differently when it comes to everybody else than it does some other folks. But either way,
Which is not fair.
it's not fair. None of it is fair. But Deion, for all the brashness and whatnot that Deion does and Deion is and what everybody comes with Deion, he helped coach and 8 of them boys is going to NFL teams.
And that's good.
I don't
Stick
think
with
it should
that.
be-
You know what I mean?
I don't think it should be frowned upon. I think it should just be, if this is your pops and you're not weighing up to what it's supposed to be, you're gonna get what it is. You're gonna do what it do. You don't get extra, but you also don't get talked about extra. Nepotism, it shouldn't be frowned upon, because you got to think about all of the people who are getting frowned upon because they're even better than their dad. If you do that,
That's good.
Look, you got to look at
then you're
Kobe
earning it.
Bryant versus his dad.
But then you're earning it. That's what
No,
I'm saying.
no,
Earning it
I'm
is
just
one
saying, I'm
thing.
just saying. You saying nepotism should be frowned upon, but
Yeah, that's
frowned
when
up-
your
but frowned
parent
upon-
or your family member is getting you the position.
But you
That's
gotta
what I
think
frown
about
upon.
it. But you also got to
Yeah.
think about it by the ways that we don't know. All of the players that has a father that's in the NBA are looked upon and frowned upon it like that. But like I also said, you got
All
to
I
think
can
about
speak
it
on is
on the
football, though.
levels of Kobe was 30 times better than his dad.
I can only talk about football.
But I get what you're saying. The good thing is, and one thing I say that is because I actually
Jerry
I
Rice's
watched.
son is nowhere in a percentage as good as his
Exactly.
His dad is. But
Exactly.
Guess what his dad did to help him get into the league?
What was it?
Nothing but shut the fuck up and let his son play football.
That's what you're supposed to. That's not nepotism.
But you just said all nepotism should be frowned
That's not
upon.
nepotism, though.
But
Yeah.
it is because no, it
Nepotism
because
is when
even-
somebody gets you your position.
So if
because
he
of
does
your
good,
person.
no, but that's different
Brother?
when your dad is who it is, because if he does good and he makes it,
You
they
want me
gonna
to
say,
Google the
only-
definition?
No, I got you. I didn't
Oh,
say
okay.
I didn't know it. I'm
Oh.
just saying how it's going to
Given-
work for him. If you make it and you do it, they're going to say, you made the yards. Yeah, you did all of that, but you only that good because your dad. Dang, come on. All I'm saying is it shouldn't be dealt with like that. Only thing that should be dealt with, and when it comes to nepotism, is who cares? Shut the fuck up and let these guys play football.
That's what it's supposed to be.
That's what it's supposed to be. And the one
Parents
thing I
move
will
to the
say,
side.
is because I watch, like I actually follow Deion's oldest sons, because he's got a whole media whatnot
Right,
on
right,
page.
yeah.
The one thing that the boys did, and then you can go back and watch the boys did, is once everything got to where it was, and the one thing is they don't all play. Shador is a quarterback, nothing from what Deion, and Shiloh is a whole headache, but a good headache. But the one thing the boys did is once they got to where they got and they drafted, they both told you, they was like, okay, Dad, you got us here. Let us take the reins from agents. The agents sat down with Deion. They have an idea, they know, but the agents are going to do what's best for them. They weren't. They weren't involved, whatnot. Like, they're going to be fine. And I think that's what people.
Yeah.
I think that's what people don't understand. And one of the things that I said was a problem is, yeah, maybe it was Deion. Deion's mouth
It was Deion.
had an issue in it, and then the fact that we can't be confident and cocky, or not cocky. We can't be confident and sure of ourselves and know our worth, because then others can't use that and say, oh, well, you have low self-esteem, or there was nothing to exploit. There was nothing to say, here, I got this, and make you kind of say, I hold everything in my
Oh, Pull you
There was
up.
nothing to. There was none of that. So there was none of that. So
I dig what you're saying, but
it was.
I dig what you're saying.
It was.
Go ahead.
But they're gonna be okay. I'm not. They're gonna be okay. Now it's like, okay, now that all the hoopla is gone, everything is what it is.
Yep.
Let's get to preseason. Yep. Let's see because you got a crowded quarter QB room in Cleveland. Yep. But let's be real. All of them ain't gonna stay. I see Deshaun Watson. I see Shador and Flacco, because you can't tell me Kenny Pickett is gonna stay there.
Oh, Flacco,
so that's that.
He need to lay it down, man.
Flacco need to lay it down too.
I'm
still tripping over. I'm still trying to figure out why the Steelers are still wasting their time trying to figure out what the heck Aaron Rodgers is gonna do. I mean, the man couldn't do nothing when he was at the Jets, so y'all still waiting on this.
So now that we made it through this right here, the real question and the hater debate pose of the night, the question of the night. Do you think it is hate from the NFL on where Shador is drafted, or do you think it's debatable?
Oh,
he should have been in the top 5. Let's move around the room.
Who going first?
Ladies first. Let's go.
It's hate, but I don't think it's hate. Or it's not. It's hate, and the reason it's hate is because unfortunately, you can't touch the person you want to touch, who is giving you all the headaches. So who gets it strays? Who gets the bullet? Who gets hit? The son. So unfortunately, it was one of those situations. But God, like he said, he kept his faith. He kept his cool. They're gonna be all right.
I think so too. The Lions, DeLeon.
Deleonte.
All my light-skinned people in here,
Deleonte.
Well, for the DeLeons, one, I don't ever think it was anything to devalue Shador. And it was nothing to make him more fierier. It was nothing racist. Is this? Deion Sanders likes to go against the machine. You cannot beat the machine, and that's what they had to prove to him. And unfortunately, Shador had to go through what he endured. But at the same time, he didn't come in the door poor. And he ain't gonna be poor next year either, for sure. You dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A white dude told me something I'll never forget on my job the other day. He's like, man, you can't do that. The boys will fire you. He said, man, I came here looking for a job. I'll leave here looking for a job.
Right.
I said, you know what? I never heard that in my damn life.
You ain't beating no machine, bro. You're not beating no machine, dog. Like, you gotta relax. I mean, yeah, you went out to Colorado and took your sons with you. You did Jacksonville great. But then you're gonna come to the NFL and say, I ain't working with Jeremy. What the dude named? Jerry Jones? I ain't coaching there. We had to sit down and talk about it. They not going to the Browns. They not going here. He not going there.
Let's be real. Jimmy Jones needs to
You know,
Jimmy Jones needs to go ahead and sit down anyway.
Now, with you admitting all of these things and with you having all of these things, right? Let's just say the New York Giants select him to coach their team. And they go ahead and trade for him and everything that you're saying, you eating socks right now because Deion has pulled, or even if wait.
Well, he still didn't beat the machine. The jam has been done.
Wait 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. I'm gonna show you how.
Okay.
Because even if it is not New York, if he goes to Dallas and does that with his son while he's coaching him, he beat the machine because the whole plan from him was to on every level coach his son and get them paid the whole way. If you think about it like this, his son doesn't have to play. Look, his son doesn't have to play one game, and look, he's already paid. He's gonna get more money on that level. They're gonna sell so many seats out there. Doesn't matter if they win or lose. Remember, we're talking about the Dallas Cowboys, and me even mentioning them. Our podcast is going to go up because they're the team that it doesn't matter who they are. I hate them. You can make that face, and I'm making it with you. Look,
Bro, they ain't been the team in how many years?
they ain't never been my team.
I'm talking about the team. They ain't even America's team
No,
no
they
more.
haven't. But if you talk
which
about them,
The Cowboys.
Who we talking about?
If you
Dallas.
talk about them, your ratings go up. Your ratings go up, bro.
But
They
listen,
really go up,
he
bro.
still didn't beat the machine. I'm gonna tell you this.
If
Hold
you
on,
do
wait.
it like that, he beat the machine.
No, he didn't, because guess why?
Why?
His son was a top 20 pick. He got picked 144. That has never been heard of. So they already proved
But
that
here,
point.
but
Wait,
But one more thing before y'all come back.
I got a
One more
question.
thing.
I got a question.
Wait.
Let me finish the statement.
Wait. I gotta give you more than one more thing because that didn't clear anything.
I know. Let me
That just-
finish.
that
Let
was
me
just
finish.
like a statement. Yeah.
Let me finish the last part. Let me finish the last part. Okay. So when the Cleveland Browns called Shador, I'm pretty sure y'all saw it too.
Yeah.
Deion Sanders was like, "Let me talk to the owner." After the fact. I don't know if y'all watched their podcast. I watched it.
Yeah,
They
I
were
did.
dancing, doing the Holy Ghost, all that. I watched him. He was all around, looking sad, laying in the grass, like, "Dang, who gonna call me?" I saw all that. Once they called him, he talked to all the people. He was amped. Yeah, you know what I'm saying, blah, blah, blah. And Deion come over there, and he like, looking old and all, shouldered up on his son. Hey,
Because he was saying thank you. He's like, thank you.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
But then he said, "Let me talk to him." And he gave him the phone, and he walks off and goes upstairs and to go see if it's for real because he got pranked by the Saints. Well, not by
No,
the
that
Saints,
wasn't
but
Saints.
by somebody
That-
that was saying they were.
That was a little defensive coordinator. But think about this. And hear
That
me
still
out.
did not do anything.
About
But
what?
hear me-
What do you want me to do?
Well, who- hold up. I got a question for
He
Holder.
bowing down. He bowing
I got a question for Holder.
down.
Wait a minute,
I got a
wait a
question for
minute.
Holder, though. But
Go ahead.
look at it like
I
this.
got you,
Okay.
P.
Okay.
I want to save this blow up for him off of
Okay.
what he was just saying. That didn't say or do anything off of what I was talking about, off of what it really is.
Beating the machine.
He beat the machine.
No,
Where's
he
his
didn't.
son? Where's his son?
Listen, man. Okay, Pete.
No. You saw how you put the
144th round pick. I mean,
I see where he's going.
I mean,
he's going.
I don't care if my son win the 77 something. The son.
you're not Deion.
But I get what
Deion
you're
is
saying.
flashy. Deion is.
I
I'm Deion.
I get what you saying. I get what you're saying,
But,
Pete. I get what you're saying, Pete.
Look, what you're saying also proves why the league are messed up. This man had the top quarterback yards this year. He didn't just go over there and talk off of his dad. His dad was humble all year and talked and spoke about the Lord all year.
His dad? You mean his son?
Nah.
Bro, Deion been talking crazy.
Put those boys on it. Put
Deion
them on it.
always been
And
talking
what he
shit,
said,
bro.
If they're gonna come
Right.
for it, they're gonna come for it. Because if you're standing for God like that, yeah, you got a different confidence because you're prepared for it. You ain't gonna wait for it to roll up on you like that. You gonna go ahead and speak on it like that.
But he
And
still
his
didn't
dad
beat the
was
machine,
already-
bruh.
Look, his dad was already rich from beating the machine that he beat, which what? MLB. Look at
I
that
mean-
face you're making. He beat baseball before he got to football.
All
He
I can
didn't
talk
really
about
get
is
to stay
football.
with football. No.
All I can talk is football.
I'm rolling though. Because
Roll.
I'm explaining to you how he beat the machine.
He did.
Oh, I hear the preacher coming out.
Then
Hold
he beat
on.
them boys. He beat
Where the
them
collection
boys.
plate?
Damn,
He
that
won
shit going in one ear
He won
and out the other.
And that's what lets you know that I'm winning. I'm on
No,
it.
not
He
really.
did it, and he won his
No,
championship
you're not.
with who? Here we are. All right. So now you're legit in the football league. Now you can have a certain level of nepotism like LeBron James can bring it. But what you're doing with your sons is way different. Your
Football.
sons without you can make it to the league.
They could have, and they would have went top. He
Here-
would have went top 5 without that motherfucker, for sure.
I have a
He would have
question.
went top
though.
5 without that motherfucker.
But here, I have a
For sure.
question. I have a
Wait,
question.
where
I
did
have a
Travis
question.
Hunter go?
I have a question.
He
Travis
has
for a
nothing to do
second.
with Deion. He has nothing to do with Deion.
Yes, he did.
Nah, he
Yes,
But
don't.
here's the thing.
Nah, he
Here's the
don't.
difference.
That's his
Here's
own
the-
entity, bro.
Here's the difference.
Trey,
Here's
Nah,
the
that's
difference.
different. That's not nepotism, bro.
No,
That's
that's
not
not
nepotism.
nepotism. But I'm gonna tell you what it is. I'm gonna tell you the difference.
nepotism.
Here's the difference.
Tell me why it's not.
Because it's not nepotism. Because one, it's not nepotism.
Not family.
No. Let me tell you why that's not nepotism. That's not nepotism because there's a difference between if he had grown up with them, then we could use the argument for nepotism.
Right.
But
When
we
it
can't.
mattered, he was there.
But
So we
no.
can
No.
use that.
It's enough. It's a different. It's a
can
because if
use
that's the
that.
case,
It mattered.
if that's the case, then you
He
should
was
use them
there when
both.
it
Then
mattered. Look at who the face. He
That's
was
because
there
you
when it
ain't letting her rock. That's why I'm just laughing because you ain't letting her rock. Go
Because
ahead.
you're trying to negate the fact and you're trying to take it
no.
out of.
I'm not trying to negate. No. Let the lady speak, please. It's not nepotism, and the reason I say it's not nepotism is because nepotism is blood, birth, and whatnot. You grew, you whatnot, and what have you. The difference between the Travis issue and Shador and whatnot is because, regardless of how you look at Shiloh and Shador and whatnot, how you look at their dynamics, you still have one thing. Travis was not raised in that household. Travis had a single parent, so they had a story. They have something they can use and exploit with Travis that they don't have with the other two. So that's why I say it's not nepotism.
How long is they known Travis?
Since he was when Dion recruited him. When Dion started recruiting him.
So you can honestly, between us.
I didn't say he didn't have anything to go into. He wasn't in that. He ain't in his camp.
He played football before college.
I didn't say none of that. All I want you to do is follow. So you know it was actually the year before that when Dion stepped in on it with him.
Oh, feedback.
It wasn't just when he got on that team that he started looking for him. Or looking out for him.
Yeah.
This man, you think about it like this. Shador and his son, who switched from South Carolina, like you said, couldn't tell him what Travis Hunter was telling him, that he's going to play both ways.
Hey, the king trying to talk down there, man. He had his finger up for a minute.
That's the pastor. You gotta give him a second.
That's right.
Yeah, I got the church. I got the church.
Anybody can talk, but I can't just stop what I'm doing as the host of the show.
No, but I understand where you.
When I would rather say what I'm saying and get that out before cutting him off because he didn't do anything. He don't have any reason to catch any strays. I saw how you was trying to invite him in, so it would be like that. You was a host of a show.
Oh,
so
yeah,
you know
yeah.
Bro, no, he been doing. Before you asked me about the stuff, then y'all started talking to me. He never got his chance to go with what the original question was. She answered. I answered. He didn't get the answer here. So that's why.
And so guess what? Look, if I say it and he says it too, that'll be 4 people agreeing. But that ain't got nothing to do with what we was
4
going
people.
off of.
What, 2 and 2?
Wait. Again. Like how T just said Cho didn't, and like how you just said that, and I said if Trey said it. And if I said it, that would be all 4 of us saying something that doesn't even matter because that's not what the fuck we're talking about.
Your question, man. You asked the question. She answered it. I answered it. He never got the answer because then y'all came at me. You see what I'm saying?
Not really, but go ahead. And
okay, well.
If that's what it is, Trey, the question is,
Go ahead.
No, I'm leaning in because the Lion said that this is where it was, so I want to hear what the question was because he said that's what it was.
I just saw
the
an article I just saw an article that may shut us all down. Because Dion said it himself in the article. Dion said confirmed what Browns fans feared most about Shador Sanders. That Shador is a big personality and his dad is an even bigger personality. So all of our thoughts and think pieces are pretty much because Dion just shut us all up.
How? I said all that.
I
said the cameras and all that stuff in the background. I'm shutting up. You the host, brother. I don't know nothing.
That article didn't even say nothing. That didn't shut anybody up. That was just the headline of it that she said that in it. And I'm willing to stand on business on what I was talking about to say that it wouldn't, so you can read further into it so we can go into it. You can succeed to yours, the Lion. But hell no, that ain't got nothing to do with what I was talking about with Shedeur Sanders and how he led and how many 3,000 to 4,000 yards this year without a line? And you went from 5th to 5th round. That's where I started with it. That's where it was. It wasn't a question about Deion. The question was that I had on Deion, going back to it, was why did you put that there when that man put all of these yards up by himself before all of that?
That wasn't the original question. The original question is, so now that everything is what it is, it was. You said, now that everything is everything, how do we feel about it? And are we settled in? She answered, I answered, he didn't get the answer because y'all came at me after I answered. That's what I'm saying. I'm here paying much attention, bro.
So you're talking about the second round, not as much as the first.
I'm talking about the last question you asked.
Exactly.
For everyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got you.
And then you said De Leon's. I answered. He didn't get the answer. But we can get over that now. I mean, you got it, bro. Oh, good. Go for it.
Is my turn?
Yes.
Trader Kane.
Okay.
You. It's echo. Hold on. It's echo.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Okay. The original question that I understand is, was Shedeur being drafted in the 5th round hate or debatable?
Yes.
The answer is hate.
Thank you.
Because in addition to him throwing for over 4,000 yards, he also had 39 touchdowns. He had like 10 or 15 interceptions. But he completed 70% of his passes.
Talk to him.
There is no way that you complete 70% of your passes while still throwing 4,000 yards.
And a lot of those were in the pocket because he don't run.
Because he's not that mobile of a quarterback. So
he do not run.
So there's no way he should have been drafted in the 5th round. And the fact that he was drafted in the 5th round was a direct message to Deion, saying that no matter how good your son might have been, you are not going to usurp the system.
Exactly.
That's where this whole thing originated from. Now, y'all conversation about nepotism and all that stuff, this situation has nothing to do with nepotism. Because if it had not been for Deion, Shedeur still would have gotten drafted. Now, let's do something similar. A similar topic.
I have something to say about that.
Does anybody here think that Bronny would have gotten drafted if LeBron James was not his father?
Oh, heck no.
I can't talk basketball.
It's nepotism. That is nepotism.
I can't say that because.
Oh, come on now, Steve.
Shaq's son did. Scottie Pippen Jr. did.
Shaq's son didn't get drafted. He's in the G League. Okay, Scottie Pippen Jr.
A lot of those guys are on the summer league team together.
Okay. They're on the summer league.
They're better.
But were they drafted?
They did.
I think Scottie was.
I think Scottie was, but I don't remember Shaq's son getting drafted.
They both did get drafted.
I don't know. I might have to fact check that, but I don't remember his name getting called. But I know one thing. Bronny James' name got called after averaging 55 something points per game in college. Now, mind you, he only played one season. And he had a heart condition.
Did he have a heart condition?
No, he had a heart condition.
That's why I said Shaq's son did the same thing.
But see, the difference is, Shaq's son didn't play only one season.
Said Shaq's son what?
Did Shaq's son play more than one season in college?
Yes.
I think he played like 1.5.
Okay.
I think he played like 2. He might have went 2
Bronny
full
didn't even play.
seasons.
Bronny didn't even play a whole season.
Nah, that's why I said 1.5 too.
No, Bronny didn't even play a whole season.
Yeah.
He didn't
At
deserve to
least,
even
at
be in
least,
college either.
at least Jackson played one season.
But he,
Bronny didn't play. Bronny didn't play a whole season.
but see, that's the difference in what I was saying about both of them and the nepotism. Shaq's son didn't get it because his dad. He got it because he can really play basketball.
And I'm not saying that Bronny, and I'm not saying that Bronny can't play basketball. But let's just all be real about it. Bronny James got drafted because his father is LeBron James.
That's the truth.
If you
That's the truth, bro.
if you look at his numbers at USC, he would not have gotten drafted if his father was not LeBron James.
I agree with that 100%.
And then when he got to the NBA, he was averaging 0.5 some odd points per game
But they said that was the person that was going to
and had a steady place in the rotation.
Hey, he's got one in the rotation, and that shit is steady trash.
So if we want to talk about nepotism, that is the definition of nepotism. Shador's situation is not nepotism.
Let me know when it's my
Shador
turn.
actually put up the numbers to get drafted.
I'm muted until it's my turn.
And that's where
But that's just my take.
But look, bro, that's where I've been at it the whole time because of that and the hate and all of that. It doesn't matter what anybody. What the hell? What happened? Who did something? Somebody did
Nobody.
something.
It was
They
just
got
echo.
real loud and start hollering. Nah, but I think the way that he came into the league, the way that he did his thing, you can say it's his dad versus you look at who they want to say is the best NBA player. Well, I've never seen him as that. Period. Doesn't matter what it is because whatever you did, you was never you never made one first or second defensive team. Fuck out of here. And that's F with the U to the 2 G's. Yeah. You get on out of here. You never done that. Not one. But the nepotism, the way I see it is like this. Gary Payton Jr. Tim Hardaway Jr.
Mm-hmm.
You have players that's out here that their dad did help them. You can't say that they didn't or wouldn't have had a little bit, just a little bit of grace. But it wasn't the hog of everything. Just like how isn't with these kids right here. But their dads had so much more to say on their career. I don't think none of these kids should have this right here on their belt.
I mean, I agree with that.
I want to hear from DeLeon because he's touching his temples and stuff right here.
Can I
Take a shot, brother. Take a shot.
Yes,
Take a
this
shot.
one. Hey, shouts out to SC June. He's in the chat on YouTube. Cheers to you, brother. He said shouts out to the show or something in the chat. I don't know if you can see him. All right. Now, what I was gonna say is, without Dion, everybody's talking about what Shador has done on his own. But if he wasn't Dion's son, do you think he would have had access to the training and the knowledge and all the stuff to be the person that he is today? He could have been J-Rock on the corner, got down busting guns, single mama household.
Yes.
So nepotism is definitely a part.
No.
Nepotism is definitely a part.
You asked the question. No. You asked the question,
Cheers.
and I answered it. Yes, he would have. Because he did have it. His mom was a simple woman that couldn't do anything. And look at that, T. You letting them put women out of the place of it. Yeah, his dad was an NFL player, but that didn't have nothing to do with him. But if that's what he does, you think it started from him in high school or college, or you think it was before that? Just tell me, answer me that, Huda.
Dion has been in this church.
No. Answer me. Do you think it started in high school, college, or you think it was before that?
Way before that. Dion was in their life.
So that question that you asked wasn't that question you asked was irrelevant.
They got to go play places that normal children couldn't because they were his son. They got to go to Colorado, a white establishment, because of their dad. Come on, bro. They didn't get drafted to no big college.
Okay, now look. They wouldn't have had to get drafted to no other college because they was already at Jacksonville. So put your hands down and stop all this.
I said big colleges.
Stop.
Big colleges. What are you listening to? It's your show. You got it. It's your show.
But this is what I'm telling you. They could have all stayed at Jacksonville.
Could, but they didn't.
They'd have been fine.
They did it.
You know why they didn't?
Because their dad said, "Come on, let's go to Buffalo."
You think no.
Let's be Buffaloes.
Okay. Now I understand the faces, all of this stuff. Do you think that he could have did that without them putting up the numbers?
Yeah, that's Dion.
No.
Yeah.
Get the. Hold up, man. I'm gonna just say this.
That's Dion, brother.
Look, I'm gonna just say this because I don't need to yell at nobody here. You playing right now. That's Dion.
I feel you're playing.
If those guys wouldn't have put up,
I feel you're playing right now. You just said he did MLB. He beat that machine.
I didn't say none of that. Now you're going back because you're losing.
You said that.
You're going off of the rails.
Now Dion is a nobody?
T, update him.
Did he not say that he went and beat the machine in the MLB?
We wasn't even talking about that in this segment.
I said it's Dion. Yes. You said no. No. It's because it's Dion. Dion is baseball. Dion is football. Dion.
Look, that wasn't even used in this context of this portion
of
the conversation.
It's Dion as a sandwich.
What Kobe
Take
said,
a bite at a time, my man.
Like Kobe said,
you can't shove it all in your mouth.
Like Kobe said, that's a Biga Yoka street, or Biga Yoka stretch. You tried. I'm not out of here like that.
It's okay. Your point is to debate. Understood. But I know what I'm saying. And it's not going to change. But you can tell me everything from here on. I know what I know. You know what you know at the end of the day. So it's like us going back and forth about it. We're going to keep saying the same thing. It's Dion. You're going to say, no, it's not. I'm going to say, yes, it is. You say, no, it's not.
It's not even what we're talking about. You keep on moving it and going around instead of, if you would just take a pencil and paper like how
let's just be diplomatic.
What do you want? What is the question?
Let's just agree to disagree. Hey,
I tried to say that.
Let's slide past this because we still got playoffs.
Easy to say
who's gonna win it? Because the Lakers about to be out.
Oh damn, yeah. Well, my Pistons are out, so they got cheated.
No, they definitely got cheated.
Man, what happened to the Pistons? What did I miss?
They were playing
who did it? Who was it? Kate Cunningham went up for a shot. It was like I think it was 15 seconds left.
Wait, so they only played one game to get eliminated? There was a one game elimination
No. It's a 3-1 lead.
No, it's over now, ain't it? They put us on. Yeah, they about to play Miami, if I'm not mistaken.
No, the series ain't over yet.
Yeah, we lost 5.
Oh, the series. They must play tonight.
Yeah, they sent us home, but it's all
okay. Well,
they've been dragging us all the last 3 games. They did a 20-point run on us, and we were up.
Yeah, well, basically last game, what he was referring to is Kate Cunningham shot a shot. It was like 15 seconds left. He missed, and one of Detroit's players like tapped the ball out to Tim Hardaway Jr. And he was at the 3-point line, and he went up to a shot, and he was boom, got caught.
I just was asking because I didn't know I didn't know they were out of here. You know, the way that he had said it and the way he described it was like it was a football playoff and they didn't have nothing but one game and they got
Oh no,
twerked so bad in that one game that it didn't matter and everything was
they
over.
got took more than one game.
Oh
So
no, no, they no. No, NBA. The
So
playoffs
this
are
was
pretty
Yeah,
damn
NBA.
serious.
was this the story that they had where like the refs
Yes,
said they missed the call?
yeah.
Yeah, and they're gonna continue
Because
to do
Josh
it.
Hart definitely
so did
fouled
they
Tim
miss
Hardaway Jr.
did they
and that
miss
should have
that
been
on
a
every
foul and
game?
3 shots.
So
No,
did
one
they
game they
miss
came
that?
back, bro.
Did
One
they
game they
miss
came
that?
back.
So did they miss that in every game, and that's
Nah,
where the
No,
controversy
no,
is,
no,
or
no, no,
we
no,
just
no, no, no.
they did a
or it was
No.
just a
20-point
one?
run, bro.
Yeah,
They
no.
they did a
It
20-point
was
run
just
this.
in that game
I ain't
because
gonna
the
hold
series was 2-1.
Well, you know, I'm a Laker, and we had those things, but it didn't matter.
you.
LeBron didn't even have to fall; he really got elbowed in the neck this time. But when the boy that calls Wolf calls it so many times
Yeah.
when you needed to be called, you got elbowed in the
All
neck,
that they
and they
traded
looked
for
at
Luka,
you
and
like,
and now
what
they
the
still
hell you
going home.
doing out here?
Well, the Cavs beat the Heat 138-83.
Oh, that's it. We knew that was gonna happen.
They're leading the East. I thought they was gonna beat them. I thought it was gonna be a sweep.
Yeah, we knew that was gonna happen.
Yeah, I didn't
No,
see
of course. OKC swept Memphis.
the Heat lost buckets. They don't got LeBron. They don't got Love. They might have Love. They don't got Bosh. They don't got Wade. They don't got Haslam no more. Well, they might have Haslam in the suit, but you know what I mean. They don't have. Yeah,
That's an
They
interesting
also
chase.
don't. They also don't have playoff Jimmy.
exactly. That's what I said. They don't
Jimmy
got Jimmy no more.
Buckets.
He's
Jimmy
been out
Buckets
of
out
here.
there Golden State.
Well, I mean, he's not playing right now. He's hurt because he fell on his butt
Yeah, he
bone.
did. He did. I saw that too. Yep. He got hurt. He got hurt like old girl from Texas this year. That went in the South Carolina
Who?
game when it was the Elite Eight. They only offensive scorer and they best defensive player. Who was she for Texas? That shooting guard.
Who?
When she tried to
Oliker?
take that charge
Oh,
and fell on her butt.
Roy Harmon.
Remember what I told you? She hurt. She can't run no more. If you fall on your butt, you
Roy
think
Harmon.
it's easy, but that got a lot to do with your extension of your leg, the booty cheek.
And she ain't got that much cushion back.
Yeah, it got a lot to do with your running, the booty cheek. It got a lot to do with you, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I done fell a couple times and thought I was talking, then try to play it off and put a little muscle on. I was like, nah, I'm a little hurt out here. Yeah.
So now that we know who kind of is, we know the Lakers are not going to be in the final, and I know that's, and you make sure you go get mom something to drink because I know she highly hot with that.
You put that we on that. I didn't agree with that.
Okay, well I don't think they're going to make it to the final.
That's cool.
Who?
The Lakers.
Oh no, they gone.
I don't think the Timberwolves are going to make it to the finals.
I don't
We're
think so.
talking
They probably
this is
not.
just
Well,
this is just the first round that we're talking
But I'm saying,
Well-
who do you see with the way it's shaped, the playoffs are shaping up at the moment? Who do you see as the front runners? Because it's shaping up to be quite different than what some of the the talking points have been.
I mean,
I think
obviously,
it's still
OKC is the
same
favorite,
thing. I think it's still the same thing.
but out of all the teams in the West, I would give Minnesota the best chance to beat OKC.
Minnesota ain't beating nobody but the Lakers. It's going to be OKC and it's going to be Boston.
Who do you
I
think
mean,
gonna take
probably.
it, Boston or OKC?
OKC. Because
Ah.
because the league will not let Boston get that far away from Lakers in championships.
You think so?
remember when my mom told you a couple episodes ago? The politics
That's-
have way more to do with the
That's
game
true.
than anything.
That's true.
OKC
That's
don't have
true.
a championship,
That's true.
and they have everything better. Their MVP is better. Their whole team is better. Boston, they're great. They really are, but they can't.
But
Brown,
now-
look, Brown and Tatum can't stop SGA together.
Well, they wouldn't
This
have
ain't
to
even
stop
talk-
him.
This ain't even talking about the big foreigner that's gonna make the unicorn look like the donkey. And this is if he's healthy enough to be there in that situation to where they can be matched up. Now, if they are, Chet Holmgren, is it? Him and
Hogan
the
came out
unicorn,
of Duke, right?
I think if they can be there healthy, that's going to be something that's going to cancel each other out. If they're going to be there and they're going to be healthy, I cannot hate on the unicorn. I can't hate on Chet.
I just want to clear something up right quick. The Knicks still have to see us. My apologies.
They out of here.
I thought it was over.
Knicks is
But-
out of here.
I hope so.
Yeah, I thought they had another game to play.
Yeah, my bad. You were right, brother. My apologies.
The Knicks and them,
I was just so pissed. Like, I don't really watch basketball. I just rumor the basketball. But Pistons is my team.
Whatever it is to make Pete the Geek feel bad and look bad, they try it. Don't
I didn't do that to you.
Like I told you.
You ain't had nothing to do with the Pistons.
It's a yoga vegan stretch.
You didn't have nothing
Yes,
to do
I
with
do. They beat Kobe and stopped him from his 4-piece.
Oh.
I've been had it against them. Don't
See,
don't
I was a
do it.
Clipper fan then, though. I wasn't a Pistons fan.
See, but see, I
I followed Blake Griffin for the light skin. Just so happy he went. Yeah, I mean,
see what that got you.
Not
yeah,
not little
I
ginger
did.
baby.
Couple dunk contests.
Not the little ginger baby.
I mean, leave that man alone. He ain't got no soul.
Why she had to lean back with it like that? Not the little ginger baby.
Look, I got my chair. I got my little neo soul. Look, I got the red hair. I told you I'm feeling myself today. Don't
You
mess
go.
with me. I'm feeling myself
Do your
today.
thing, man.
Man,
Do your
feeling
thing. TT in the building.
We full of talking shit.
TT got her grades today. She ended her final grade with a 95 and a 93. Yeah, I'm feeling myself today.
Give her a round of applause, brother.
Hey,
Let's go.
go.
Let's go.
So,
Salute to that.
before we
Salute.
before I get up out here, because I still got to do the mommy thing.
There you go.
We all about to do that. We all about to do that.
Before we get, I got to do my. Folks is watching and whatnot, and any of y'all that's college basketball fans and women's basketball fans, if y'all
Wildcats.
can get out to downtown, because they will be honoring the Dawn Staley with her statue this week. I believe that is on Wednesday. And just continue following, for those who maybe this is your first year really watching women's basketball, please continue to watch it. We've been here. We've been doing this. This isn't an anomaly. We aren't an anomaly. Women in sports is not an anomaly. We're here. We do this because we love this. Football, basketball, I like them all. But the women in sports, we're not a just because or a filler. We here. So
Y'all
please
that just
support.
catching on because y'all want to just catch on to the South Carolina things and stuff like that. Women been doing it. No, not
Look,
you.
That's what I'm saying.
Not
They've been
Yeah,
here.
yeah. They've been doing it, but
Been
y'all
doing
didn't
it.
want to
You
give
had
the foreign,
Nothing.
the white women
When
all the
Gino
when it was good, yes.
when Gino had them teams run, when
Tennessee.
the Pet Summit had Tennessee rocking, Shamika Holdsclaw, Tamika Catchings, when Cheryl Swoops was at Texas Tech,
Talk to them about
And
it.
doing
They want to catch it now when it's
when Kim,
real cool
let's be
to
real,
be a
when
part
Kim
about
Mulkey
it.
was at Louisiana Tech and they won that. We've been here.
Talk to
So,
him, T.
so
Talk to him, T.
I just hope whoever did Don Staley statue is the same person that did Dwayne Wade's.
Oh man, hold up. You
She was
heard the
talking to
sound?
me, bro.
Hold up. Here go the sound because we
I hear
saw
it.
that. We saw that. Hold on. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna get a quiet moment. Hold on. When I see that dawn, I hope I don't get this.
All I know
And
is bad.
if I hear that, yo, it's bad. No, man. Please hook her up. Please hook her up. Don't do her bad out here.
Other than that, I love this is what I love. I love just being able to shoot the breeze, talk crap, act the plum fool, but at the end of the day, I get to talk about sports. So I love it. I like it. I appreciate everybody that's allowed me to do what I do. And one thing I can say for people, if you're able to, and if you're able to invest in, with everything going on, invest in your kids, invest in the community, because that way you keep the kids doing something productive. They may not make it
sure
to
y'all
something.
stay tuned for damn T traveling with the kids and showing her what's going on, y'all. We got the thing working. It's in the works. She gonna show y'all what these kids looking like out here.
So we got some things kind of like. I'm all about making sure these kids do stuff because he's coaching. Like I said, my kid does track. She does cheerleading for football, showing these kids because what that does, what sports has done for a lot of people, even those who did not get drafted, those who don't make it to the pro, and it allows them to learn to be a team player and gives them the confidence. So if you can, listen to me. We don't love serious person, but you know what? It is. At the end of the day, be a support system. Kids not for others. Just be a support system. That is my soapbox.
I heard very little of
I'm about to say that. I was saying like, dang, I know she's saying something dope.
When I was talking and trying to come in between, I was trying to let you know it's messing up a bit. I don't know what's going on.
No, you were choppy. You were real choppy. Like you were like, so we couldn't hear you.
Basically, let's invest in the kids. Let's invest in them for each other. We got too much going on out here. And let's just all love, like, whatever you want to do. If you don't like our takes, come and join us. It's Hater Debate, baby. Come and join us.
Yeah, anytime, man. Y'all bring y'all ass out here, man. If y'all want
Let's talk about it.
But shout out to the Hater Debate crew. Shout out to Hood, Trey, Pete. I gotta get myself together because I gotta get ready for football season because fantasy football coming up too.
That part.
And you gonna do a Hater Debate league, bro?
Bro, I told y'all, yeah, they already said they're gonna do it, and I'm just gonna be in charge of the camera, and they're gonna do that. I'm not gonna have anything to do with it because I hadn't done.
I've been running my own league for 6 years, for about almost 10 years.
What's the buy-in?
Well,
anybody got a buy-in? Like how much you got to pay to be a part?
we just do it fun.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm kind of like a.
Well, fuck you, rich ass.
What?
I'm not gonna be nice to you. Come on our show and disrespect my people that's trying to be here friendly with you. Try to make it seem like our friendship ain't good enough to join our goddamn fantasy football league. Hold up.
I apologize.
No,
it wasn't like that. It wasn't like that. Wait. What I was trying to say is, I thought y'all were doing money joints. I'm a gambler, but at the same time, I have no problem joining y'all.
Still be a part of it.
Yeah. I would still play for fun, but I do DraftKings, I do FanDuel, I be all over with the sportsbook and MGM.
Hey, Prize Picks is where it's at.
Prize Pick. I hear
but I'm a little scared on that.
I haven't ever did that. I haven't did Prize Pick yet.
Man, you gotta get on Prize Picks, man.
Bro, I actually think Prize Picks is the easiest one.
Yeah, I think it's DraftKings.
Okay, we're gonna have a conversation about that one because I'm a little.
There you go. Next show.
Hater Debate. Because I want to know.
Yeah,
FanDuel. No, I'm just playing.
If anybody else got any shots before we get out of here, I got one shout out, and you know it's for the conglomerate, for everybody that's out here, man. Shout out to Shaw Boogie and APB out for him as well as Young Black. I don't know where y'all at, what y'all got going on. Talk to both of y'all today. Pink Slips is on windows. Pink Slips is on glass. What is y'all doing out here, man? Shout out to Trader King. Shout out to De Leon.
Leonte.
Shout out to the Lion, man. Shout out to TT, a.k.a. the First Lady. And you already know I'm Pete the Geek out this joint, man. Go. Anybody else got anything else before we get out of here, man?
Hey, shout out to the crew. You know, shout out. This is actually the best part of my day most days. So
I want everybody to like, comment, and subscribe. And keep sharing and tell a friend and tell a friend. There's people out here that can really debate.
That
and
part.
get off of that after that and share a plate. And I'm talking actually eating, not running. You know what I mean?
Hey, look, the Lion. And look,
De Leon.
all of that debating that we've been doing, look how happy we are with each other.
Bro, I love you, man. You know that. We've been doing this.
How happy we are.
We did this with no camera. You know what I'm saying?
Everybody else be like, they're supposed to be mad.
No.
They're supposed to be mad.
What for?
Man, the devil got an advocate, man. And I'm
Brother.
going to tell y'all this right here. If you keep on looking for him, you're going to miss the hook.
Here to bring you the facts, data, and statistics up close and personal. Letting you decide if it truly is hate or debate.
Pulls up 3-pointer.